What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So in today's video, we will be doing our second breakdown for the play-in tournament. Now, for this video, we are switching over to the East, and we will be doing a play-in breakdown on the Miami Heat and also the Atlanta Hawks. Now, in my breakdown, I will pretty much first and foremost just go through their past interactions with each other, so their past games that they had against each other. And as we go through that, we will also go over some of their stats, and we'll wrap up by me just giving my thoughts on who I feel like will win and just some of the key areas that both teams need to focus on in order to secure a dub. But without further ado, let's switch over and let's get right into it. Alright, so as you guys know, I like to show you guys how the bracket is looking just so that we all can be on the same page. So these are the two teams. As you guys can see, the Miami Heat is the 7th seed and the Atlanta Hawks are the 8th seed. So with that being said, let's move on to the first section and let's take a look at the Miami Heat schedule. So as we can see, the Miami Heat's 2022-2023 schedule, they did play the Atlanta Hawks 4 times. And let's scroll through the schedule so we can see how many L's and how many W's they took against this team. So here's the first game right here on Sunday, November 27th. I will highlight it for you guys, and they got a dub against the Atlanta Hawks in this game. Let's scroll down. Let's keep it moving. All right, so we came across the second game. In this game on January 16th, they actually lost to the Atlanta Hawks, as we can see. Let's keep it moving. All right, so we ran into the last 2 games, and as we can see, it was actually a back-to-back, and it looks like they won both games. On March 4th, they beat them, and on March 6th, they beat them again. So far, as we can see, it seems like the Miami Heat, they have a good matchup against the Atlanta Hawks. They did beat them 3 times out of 4. So for the regular season, they did actually match up very well, and they did get the job done. So that's not really looking too good if you are an Atlanta Hawks fan. Now, let's take a look at some of the stats for these teams. And the reason I am actually bringing up the stats and the reason I didn't bring them up with the other breakdown is because the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks, they have been, for the most part, the same for this whole season. They didn't really make too many crazy blockbuster trades at the trade deadline. They've been relatively the same team. So that's why I am actually taking a look at their actual stats, and I didn't take a look at the stats when it came to the LA Lakers. But let's take a look at it, man. Let's take a look at it. So for the 2022-2023 season, the Miami Heat are 30th when it comes to points per game. So they don't score a lot of points at all, as we could tell. But they are 2nd when it comes to opponents' points per game. So their opponents don't score that many points at all as well. So that does say that their defense is good. And as we can see right here, their defense is top 10, which is a good sign to see. They're 9th out of 30th. But their offense is 25th out of 30th. So they're bottom 10 when it comes to offense. So just from what we can see from that, it looks like this team does really struggle to score, but they do play solid defense. Now let's switch over to the Atlanta Hawks and take a look at their stats. Now, for the Atlanta Hawks, they're 3rd when it comes to points per game. So they do score very well, and we could tell based on their offensive rating. They are 7th out of 30th, so they have a top 10 offense. And defensively, they are bad. They, well, they're not bad. They're not horrible, but, well, yeah, they bad. Not my bad. Yeah, they bad. I'm sorry. They bad. All right, so when it comes to points per game, they are 26 out of 30. So they do let the opposing team score a lot of points. And as we could tell, based on their defense, they have a bottom 10 defense. So this is literally a glass cannon style of game. And what I mean by that is that the Atlanta Hawks, they have great offense but trash defense. The Miami Heat, they have trash offense but great defense. So with that being said, who do I feel like will win? Now, me personally, I feel like the Miami Heat will win. Now, the reason I feel like the Miami Heat will win is because from what I done seen over the NBA over the years, great defense usually tends to win out, especially when it comes to the playoff atmosphere. Now, the reason I say that is because, as we all know, in the playoffs, things tend to slow down. It's more half-court offense, and I feel like that will actually hinder a team like the Atlanta Hawks. Another thing I didn't note on when it came to the stats, and I'll show it right now since we have it up, is that, as you guys can see, the Atlanta Hawks are ninth in pace. So that does mean that they do tend to run a lot. And like I said, when it comes to the NBA playoffs, things tend to slow down. It's not as many fast breaks and things of that nature. So I got the Miami Heat winning. But if I was to say things that the Atlanta Hawks could do to actually, get a dub, number one, I would say, is try to limit how much Bam Adebayo affects the game. Now, Bam Adebayo, he's not a great three-point shooter or anything like that, but he is a high-energy guy. He is a pretty good pick-and-roll player, and he can definitely get some rebounds. So what I say that the Atlanta Hawks need to do is definitely box out. Don't let Bam Adebayo get in a groove. Also, Jimmy Butler, man. If you need to double team him, double team him. I'm going to just keep it a bam. If you need to double team him, double team him. Because he can definitely cause a lot of havoc. Try not to foul. That's another thing I would say for the Atlanta Hawks. Definitely try not to foul. As we know, the Miami Heat, they have a lot of players that can draw fouls. You have Bam Adebayo, who is very physical. You have Jimmy Butler, who is also very physical. You have Kyle Lowry. He knows how to draw fouls. And also, you have their young player in Tyler Hero. So, for the Atlanta Hawks, my game plan would be to try to avoid fouling as much as possible. Try to definitely play solid defense. Try not to let my boy Trae Young get exposed too much on the defensive end. If y'all need to help him, help him. I'm going to just keep it a band. And also try to lock down Tyler Hero. Me personally, I feel like the main focus points when it comes to the Miami Heat offense is Jimmy Butler, if he got you in the post or if he got you in the ISO, and also Tyler Hero. So, hey, I definitely have my boy DeJounte Murray on Tyler Hero to try to slow him down, and I would have DeAndre Hunter on Jimmy Butler to try to slow him down. So that would be my game plan when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks. And when it comes to the Miami Heat, I feel like the main focus that they need to do is just slow down Trae Young. Hound him. Try to avoid fouling Trae Young as well, because as we know, he's very crafty. He can get you on his hip and jump into you and things of that nature. So make sure you hound him. And just based on what I did see in the stats and, just the previous games they played, it looks like Miami, they have a pretty smart game plan when it comes to guarding Trae Young. They actually held him to his lowest points of the season. I think it was only 8 points in their third game against them. So it definitely looks like Miami has a good idea on how to lock this team down. I feel like the main focus is just slow down Trae Young and let them shoot, and you'll be good, man. Slow down Trae Young and just play solid defense against the other players, and they should get this dub. But hey, man, y'all tell me what y'all think. Who y'all think will win? Do y'all think Miami will win, or do y'all think the Atlanta Hawks will win? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I'm out. Peace.